What's up, guys? It's Arachna-Dex here. But before I start, my birthday just passed, chat. It was yesterday. I'm 18 now, meaning I'm also considered legal, which you know what I mean. So yeah, I'll probably be dropping this a day after my birthday. But there is something specifically I want to talk about today. And that is the JJK ending. Now, I know when I upload this, it's going to be like a month since it ended. I know I'm pretty late. I've been meaning to get this out sooner, but I've gotten busy with some stuff. Like I went to a Dallas Mavericks game. I've been fighting the gang on Sparking Zero. I had schools, and me doing this video slipped my mind. I'm not gonna lie to you. But I'm here now because I do want to talk about this ending, since it was my favorite new gen at one point. Like, bro, the anime having the Shibuya incident going on, and the manga having Gojo versus Sukuna, those were peak times. I don't care what anybody says. But one thing I do admit about the ending, or I have to say about the ending, which I don't think anybody would disagree with, is that I do think it was rushed. And what I mean by this is, like, as soon as Sukuna killed Gojo, that's when things started becoming like, oh, okay. Like, they started to seem like they were being rushed. And I say that because Gojo got off screen. We don't know how. Well, I mean, they explain how he got defeated by Sukuna, but we don't know exactly how it happened because we didn't see it because it was off screen. But it was explained that he was able to slash through his affinity using World Slash by using Maharaga as a blueprint. Then after that, we know that Sukuna fought Kashimo, which didn't last very long. But then we also see Hikari pull up on Rame, which we didn't see much of this fight either. We only saw maybe like a few pages, I think. But overall, I do think there are some ups and downs that happen. Also, including the fact that there's plenty of stuff unanswered. One of the things that I don't like is that we don't know too much about Yuji's domain expansion. We don't even know the name to it. The most it did was just boost his stats, I believe. Then it also shows us like a train station as well, which could have just probably hinted at Sukuna going north, since we know Gojo went south when he died. But then again, I'm not too sure if that's actually like accurate or not. If it is, I could see it being like that. Something else I did not like was Nobara's return. Now, don't get me wrong, her coming back, it makes sense, since, you know, it was never actually stated that she was dead. And Mahito only really touched like a part of her face, I believe. So yeah, it's not really an ass pull. For me, it's more of like the execution of it and the timing of how it happened. What I mean by that is, you know, there is plenty of people being hyped about Nobara coming back, me myself included, because I thought her going to fight against Sukuna would be tough. But the more I thought into it, I kind of realized that this ruins like Yuji's final moments with Sukuna. And again, I like Nobara as a character, but the fact they chose to bring her back at the end of the fight against Sukuna, while having her cut off from most of the story, is insane to me. But after Sukuna turns into a blobfish and they beat him, and for some reason we get very wholesome moments in the same chapter where they defeat him. I don't know why, but the ending to me also felt like very fast paced. Then bro, one of the things that also happens in this chapter is when Megumi looks at this note from Gojo, and it's talking about how Gojo killed Toji, which Gojo basically said, haha, I killed your dad, my bad. And it shows Megumi with a smile on his face. Bro, when I tell you I saw this, I could not believe what I was reading, bro. Like, you can't tell me that's the way this man finds out about his father. But I want to talk about the things that I did like about the ending. And most of it's from Sukuna. But bro, the way they concluded this man's character was actually really nice. And I like the message it gives off. I actually think it might be better than Gojo's conclusion. And I like Gojo more. I mean, both conclusions were very good, but I think Sukuna's might be slightly better. I actually think he might have like the best conclusion in the series as a whole. But the conversation between him and Mahito Oh, right, before I start, these aren't the official translations, I think, but I'm still pretty sure it's the same thing, just different wording. But the conversation starts out like this. Mahito says, "Howdy, Sukuna. Who would have thought I'd see you here? Well, well, well. What's this? Our second conversation?" Mahito didn't ask him this question. "I meant to ask you. You were lying, weren't you? To yourself and to others. You weren't living according to your own stature. You wanted revenge. Revenge against those who resented and persecuted that cursed, unwanted little wretch. What's the difference? Living the only way I know how. That's how I choose to go on." Which right there, he was talking about his own ideology. He then says, "Actually, no. I did have different paths to walk. 2, to be precise. I feared my own curse would immolate me. And yet, I couldn't help but spit out the curse is staring deep within my viscera." Which we then see Sukuna say, "Should there be a next time? Perhaps it would be nice to walk a different path." And Mahito says, "That's so boring. You've gone soft, asshole." Then we see Sukuna say, "Obviously, I lost after all." That is, the way they did this was so good, I'm sorry. Now, I do think they should have fleshed out Sukuna a little more, which would have made this 10 times better. This conclusion is still good, but I feel like it could have been better still. Then we see Mahito say, "What the fuck?" I don't think he actually said that in the official translation though. But yeah, he just goes on to say, "So I'm the only one left sulking like a child? God damn it!" But yeah, after this, the sorcerers continue to do what they do, and it ends off from a middle finger from Sukuna, bro. Nah, I'm joking, but it still ends off showing one of his fingers, basically implying that the cycle will continue. Kinda similar to Attack on Titan, except Attack on Titan did this shit way better than JJK did. I'm sorry. But yeah, I don't understand people that say Sukuna's character got ruined, per se. Or they'll be like, "Oh, Sukuna got talk no jutsu by Yuji." And it's like, bruh, I think the closest thing to talk no jutsu that happened that whole fight was maybe Yuji trying to show Sukuna mercy. But I don't think showing mercy to somebody is per se trying to talk no jutsu them as well. Or if they're referring to inside the domain, Yuji there wasn't trying to change Sukuna. The main point Yuji was making in that instance is him just talking about what makes life valuable for him. He wasn't trying to change Sukuna. On top of that, nothing from the ending ruined his character. He had an ideology, and he stuck to it to the very end. Even when Yuji showed him mercy, Sukuna's whole ideology was the fact that the strongest were always right. So since he lost, he had to admit he was wrong. And since he lost to Yuji, he's giving Yuji's path a try now. That's what he means by, "Oh, I lost after all. Maybe I'll give a different path a try." It's like people will try to find anything to complain about and shit on JJK, when I guarantee you, they don't even read the chapters themselves. But yeah, it was actually very cool, but also kind of weird to see like a kind and caring Sukuna and see him take that path. Another moment I really liked was Gojo's conversation with Yuji or Yuta, I think. I forgot which one it was. And he said something among the lines of, "I have love and dreams too." And bro, I felt that, bro. But yeah, bro, if I had to give a final rating on JJK as a whole series, I would probably have to say 7 out of 10, just based on my personal enjoyment, even though for the most part it was a pretty basic series, but I think there were some good things that came out of it. But yeah, I'll say the ending, it wasn't horrible or terrible, but it for sure wasn't great either, because I do think there is some good that came out of it again. Even if it's mainly Sukuna's conclusion, I still liked it a lot. And yeah, but after the ending, this probably did move down my new gen list a little bit. Right now, I have Goat Clover back as my favorite new gen, which even though they're taking a minute with that, I hope it does get a good ending. But yeah, that's mainly all I have to say about the ending of Jujutsu Kaisen. I enjoyed it a lot. I'm gonna miss all the memes, all the lobotomy Kaisen memes, all that shit. I know there's still the anime, but with the manga gone, it's not gonna hit the same for me personally. But yeah, again, this was overall a good series in my opinion, and I'll miss it because I remember being there when the leaks first came out. Anyways, this is Arachna-Dex signing out. Peace.